At least we got to see Joel again. This is a recap of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 5, and a teaser of Episode 6. The episode begins with two high-rank Wolf officers talking about a recent event where one of them, who is in charge of the hospital, unalived 3 of her own officers, and the other officer, her superior, wants to know why. We find out this happened because these 3 officers were conducting an inspection and they found airborne cordyceps and became sick. So one of them yelled, "It's in the air, you gotta seal this." Unfortunately, one of those 3 officers was the son of the officer who's in charge of the hospital. After that, we see a scene where Dina is triangulating and they are preparing to go find Abby. On their way there, Dina talks about her past and about the first person that she ever unalived when she was only 8 years old. How she lost all her family, and she shares that that's the reason why she wants to keep helping Ellie. They go through a building and discover it is infested with a ton of smart infected, like the one that Ellie faced before. So they all chase them, and things get really bad when Jesse shows up and helps them get away. But the wolves start chasing. They manage to get away from them by going through a park where the wolves refuse to follow. And we find out why. It is because it is controlled by the Seraphites. So they hurt Dina with an arrow on her leg, and Ellie tells Jesse to just take her back while she distracts them. She manages to get away from them and the park, and then she sees the hospital, where they had heard on the radio that Nora was. So she finds Nora in the hospital and asks where Abby is. Of course she refuses to give up Abby, and she ends up running into the part of the hospital that is sealed because of those airborne spores. Ellie follows her there, and Nora asks if she knows the real reason why they went after Joel. And she says, "I know," and then she starts beating her up. And this is the sad part, because the episode ends on a flashback of her waking up at Joel's house. And then we see that that's what the next episode is gonna focus on. Because in the teaser, they show us scenes of what her life was like back in Jackson when Joel was alive.